Let's go! Mamma mia! Aha!
4, 3, 2, 1.
Time to work, Ghost Squad.
Hey guys, how's it going? Trazy once again bringing you another Ghost gameplay. Now this is the M-Tarex with muzzle brake and grip, I believe. You know, same kind of super tryhard setup. The people end up leaving near the end and then the host rage quits or some shit like that. And the game ends up ending that way. So I don't know how much of this I'll put into the actual gameplay. How much I'll actually show you guys. I might cut it off before that hand. Depends how long this commentary goes for. It's only a pretty short gameplay. It's only about 6 minutes long. Yes, I get dicked by the same way that dicked me to begin with. But yeah, they end up rage quitting near the end. So yeah, I've only got a couple of gameplays left. This is one of them. I wasn't sure whether to keep it or not, but I thought I'd better. I might try and play Ghost again. I can't guarantee that I'll actually get some gameplays out of it. You guys know how much I hate it. It doesn't play well on my computer for some reason. I think it's something to do with my graphics card. But yeah, I don't know. I just can't tolerate this game. And look at that absolute sheer bullshit. Watch this. You saw my screen. You saw I absolutely blasted the crap out of him as he came around the corner, and he didn't even shoot at me. But yeah, so that's how the game plays out for me. It still plays out the same way. I'm guessing I haven't played it in a little while. But anyway, on to today's topic, which was the two stories that I promised you guys, which was the guy getting sent out of the class about 9 times, and Anne Frank's cat being eaten by the Japs. So rightio, I'll start with Anne Frank's cat. So pretty much in grade 7, we had this teacher that absolutely hated my mate David. And of course, he loved being a little shit. So we were reading a book about Anne Frank, and it happened to mention her cat. And the teacher goes, "What do you think happened to Anne Frank's cat after she got taken by the Germans?" I'm sure you guys know about the story of Anne Frank. If you don't, just look it up. You'll understand. It's not really important to the story, but yeah, lots of people should know about Anne Frank. So she goes, "What do you think happened to Anne Frank's cat just randomly?" And Dave was like, "Oh, I reckon the fucking Japs ate it. You know, I reckon he made it into sushi, you know, just being a racist little prick that he is. He's a funny bastard." But yeah, so he said that, and the teacher goes, "There is no Japanese in this book, David. Don't be..." I can't remember what it is. I think it was "Don't be so insensitive." And he's like, "Of course there was fucking Japs in the war." She goes, No, there wasn't." And she turns, and so they end the argument. She turns over the page, and the very next page says, "The Japanese flew over and bombed the city." Well, David jumps up and down going, "Look, there is fucking Japs, there is fucking Japs." So he gets sent outside, of course. So, yeah, that was our teacher. She was pretty insecure. She looked like a female version of Michael Jackson. Well, not a female, like Michael Jackson trying to look more female than he did. But yeah, so that's what, but that's pretty much that story. The other story is of a dude who was in my computer design class in grade 10. He actually got sent out of the class 9 times. We had this relief teacher. Her name was Mrs. Barrymore. I actually saw her at work the other day. She didn't even recognise me. And this is actually an enemy that jumps right in front of me. This was perfect map rotation here. Couldn't have been any better. But yeah, host quits. I believe host quits one more time. I'm not quite too sure. But anyway, back to the story. So the bloke walks into the class. You know, I suppose you could call him a mate of mine. I didn't really talk to him, but he comes into the class a little bit late, and we were having a big, you know, like group discussion. So we had all the chairs around the right board. He comes in very quietly and sits down. The teacher looks at him very angrily and sends him straight out. "Get out of my class. Get out of my class." He's like, "Oh, right out." So she sends him out, and then he's like, "Oh, can I come in, miss?" "Yeah, yep, sure." So he comes in and sits down quietly, sits at his exact same chair again. She goes, "Right, get out." So you know, he's a little bit confused. So he goes back out, and she says, "Rightio, come back in." So he comes back in, very quietly. "Get out." What have I done wrong? What have I done wrong? So she goes, so, you know, he gets sent back out, comes back in, he's like, "Rightio, what do you want me to do?" She's like, "I need you to apologise." He goes, "Oh, what for?" So she goes, "Right, get out." And so, you know, he gets, goes out, and she don't know, she was crazy. She let him back in straight away. And he's like, "Okay, rightio, what do I need to apologise for?" I'm pretty sure she sent him out again after asking that. And then she went back and she goes, oh, you need to apologise to me for being late. And so, you know, he comes in and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, miss, I'm sorry, I was late. And then he goes and sits down. And then she sends him back out. He's like, well, what the fuck have I done? You know, I've done what you've said me to do. And, yeah, so he comes back in. He's like, oh, what else would you like to do? He's like, she goes, you need to apologise to the class. You've disrupted the class. You've disrupted their learning. So he gets sent out again. And he's, you know, he's just confused. This crazy chick he's never seen before. She was pretty old. And so, yeah, he keeps getting sent out of the class. He gets sent out, I think it was about 9 times a total. He got sent out an awful lot. And finally, you know, he was allowed back in, and the teacher just hated him for that whole entire time. But yeah, he was just getting sent out for the stupidest shit, and it wasted about 20 minutes of class time, just this lady being an absolute fucking fruitcake of a person. But yeah, so we had some very strange relief teachers. We had a bloke who did a science relief for us, and he pretty much talked about how he used to be so fat that he could rest a beer can on his stomach. And yeah, that was pretty much the lesson. That was very exciting. Another relief teacher let us watch South Park all the time, and then we had to write a report on it. That wasn't that hard. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the gameplay. Host rage quits, doesn't connect, ends the lobby. I've been Trays, and I'm out. Hope you enjoyed. See you guys.